Hey everybody, it's Liam from Planned Parenthood here with you again doing some education. Today we are going to be doing education on the life of a sperm. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to one of my former coworkers, Mo Madden. She did all of these drawings we're going to see and they are pretty spectacular, so enjoy. Before we get started, just think about what kind of male anatomy names do you already know and what names do you use? Do you say things like penis, vagina, well, not vagina for male anatomy. Any other ones? Balls, maybe testicles, right? Do you know what these parts do? Do you know what the testicles do? Do you know what the purpose of the penis is? Does anybody really know what the purpose of the penis is? Maybe not. All right, let's get started. So here are all the different names we're going to talk about. Scrotum, testicles, epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles. We're going to go through them as almost kind of like how a sperm would go through them, from their founding in the testicles to their expulsion from the tip of the penis. Before we get into the testicles, we have to talk about what the testicles live inside of. The testicles are housed inside something called the scrotum. And the scrotum is just a sac of skin that holds the testicles in place to make sure that, they're there. Its most important functions are keeping the testicles at a certain temperature. So sperm doesn't like to live at human body temperature. It likes to be a little bit cooler than the human body. That's why our testicles are outside of the body. It'd be much safer for our testicles to be inside our body if sperm enjoyed being at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. But because sperm likes to be a little cooler, our testicles have to be on the outside of our body. And so what the scrotum does is it keeps your testicles at a certain temperature. If you're super hot, your testicles are going to kind of sag away from your body to cool off a little bit, get a little bit of a breeze. If you're really cold, your testicles are going to get really close to your body to kind of warm up. If you're shivering, you got to bundle up. Testicles do the same thing. You might notice, when you go swimming in a cold pool, your testicles get really close to your body. When you are taking a hot shower, your testicles go farther away from your body. It's all just controlling their temperature. Next, we have the testicles themselves. These are just two, organs, let's call them, on either. You have two of them usually in your scrotum. They produce sperm and the sex hormone testosterone. And the sex hormone testosterone is the hormone in the male body that kind of makes you look more masculine. It makes your facial hair grow, makes a man's voice get deeper, things like that. Then you have the epididymis. The epididymis is the tube in which sperm hangs out in and kind of matures inside of. Some cool things about the epididymis, each one of them are about 20 feet long. Because they're wrapped on top of each other, they can fit inside your testicles, which I think is pretty cool. Another interesting thing about them is that it can take a long time for sperm to get through them to maturity. Anywhere up to 2 weeks for the sperm to go from your testicles through your epididymis till they eventually reach the vas deferens. Another thing about the epididymis before we move on, if you've ever heard of a thing called blue balls, the epididymis is part of the whole blue balls phenomenon. Now, blue balls are not going to kill you, but if you are masturbating or sexually aroused, having sex or whatever, and you don't ejaculate, blood rushes to our testicles to get them ready for ejaculation. And if you don't ejaculate, sometimes that blood doesn't rush out as quickly as it should. And it can kind of make us feel a little achy, a little pain inside your testicles. A good way to get rid of it is just to ejaculate. You can go masturbate or something and finish up. If you can't, just relax, lay down. It usually goes away with about 5-10 minutes. It's nothing really serious to worry about. So then we have the vas deferens. The vas deferens is just the duct that sperm travels through when it goes from the epididymis to the urethra, where it finally comes out of the body. And you can see from this picture, it goes past the bladder and some other organs. We're going to talk about these other organs or glands when we get to them. My coworker has a really funny joke about the vas deferens. Lynn, she always says, what's the difference between a man and a woman? Well, there's a vas deferens. Ha! So shout out to Lynn for that classic joke that I love. All right, then we move on to the seminal vesicles. So like I said, the vas deferens passes through all these different glands and organs as sperm is traveling through it on the way out of the body. And now when we ejaculate, most people think that everything that comes out is just little spermies. But in reality, most of what comes out is food for your sperm. And so sperm can live inside the uterus trying to find an egg to fertilize for up to 5 days on average. And for those 5 days, just like we would need food for 5 days if we're swimming around, sperm needs food for 5 days. And so the seminal vesicle adds a lot of that food that the sperm is going to consume while it's trying to find an egg to fertilize. And so what do sperm eat? It's not like we're ejaculating pizza, right? But it's little things like vitamin C and proteins, various enzymes and minerals, things that just give your sperm a little energy so they can swim around. The next thing that it passes is something called the prostate. The prostate also adds some more fluid to your semen for when you ejaculate. Again, sugars, zinc, calcium, food for your sperm so they can live and swim around. However, the prostate also does something else that's really, really important. It's the muscle that shoots the sperm out of the body. And so when you're sexually aroused, your prostate will actually kind of get a little bit bigger. It will inflame. And when you ejaculate, it contracts and shoots the sperm out of the body. On average, 30 miles an hour. So it's really, really fast. And the prostate is what does that. Another thing that can happen with the prostate, though, is that because it swells up when you're having sex or when you're masturbating or whatever, sometimes it doesn't go back down to its regular size right away. And you can see from this picture, it's hanging out right next to the bladder, that big yellow part. And so if your prostate doesn't go back down to its regular size right away, it can push on your bladder and make you feel a little funky inside. Often it makes you feel like you have to pee or poop. It may make your penis like hurt a little bit. Yeah, nothing to worry about though. Just relax. It will go away within about like 10, 15 minutes. If you sit on the toilet and pee, it can help and cause some, like make it hurt a little bit less. But again, nothing to worry about. Don't gotta go to the doctor or anything. It goes away fairly quickly. So just relax, take some deep breaths, sit on the toilet, you'll be all set. Then we have the Cowper gland. The Cowper gland is what produces pre-cum or pre-ejaculate. And a lot of people think that you can get pregnant off of pre-cum, or a lot of people are told that you can get pregnant off of pre-cum, but in reality, you usually cannot. There is a mild chance that you could get pregnant off pre-cum if there's sperm still inside of your urethra. But for the most part, what pre-cum does is it lubricates the urethra and neutralizes its pH. So because we ejaculate and pee out of the same tube, our pee is really acidic. And so if our sperm were to swim through that acidic environment, they would die, or more of them would die than need be. And so the Cowper gland lubricates and neutralizes that pH so that when your sperm come out, they're not being killed by that acid inside your urethra. Also, the lubrication kind of helps it slide a little bit better so they come out easier. Then you have the urethra itself. It's just the tube that you pee and ejaculate out of. It's connected to your bladder and your vas deferens. And then it exits or leaves the body right at the tip of your penis. Then you have the penis itself. It's made up of 2 different parts: the shaft of the penis, which is the shaft, right, the lower part, and then the gland of the penis, which is also called the head of the penis. And this is just, the tip of the penis. It's where most of the nerve endings for sensitivity are in the penis. So most of those pleasure arousal centers in the penis are on the gland or the tip of the penis. All right, and we're going to talk about erections in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and I will check you guys later.